There is a host who is welcoming you here on this beautiful May morning. Happy Mother's Day, all of you beautiful mothers out there. And let us enter into a state of prayer. Let us be in a state of awareness that our prayer expresses the realization that this is our time. This is our time of awakening. This is our time of recognizing more of who we truly are, and at the same time, prayerfully recognizing who we are not, that we are learning to let go. So, let go. That is not at all control. Control, as a matter of fact, says never let go. Hang on to the bitter end, no matter what it is. Hang in there, because control is what life is all about. And yet, at this time, nothing seems certain. And here we are exerting all this energy to try to figure out what's going on. The need to know, the need to feel like you're still important and that what your life used to be is still really necessary to hang on to. And just figuring it all out. Look at it now. It might be looked at and seen as a coping mechanism. For some, it's being addicted to the news. You got to tune in and stay tuned in and be there so that you know exactly what's happening with this pandemic. Others, it's researching every conspiracy theory that exists and going through the gamut of that, of who's coming, who's not coming, what's happening, when it's going to all fall apart. It's never going to fall apart. And others are in a complete preparation mode. I've got to be prepared for this. I've got to have everything I need all the time so that nothing catches me off guard. And then for others, it's, of course, being there, performing certain rituals, knowing that these rituals are going to keep you safe and will give you a semblance of order. And why? Because everything is seeming to be out of order. It's seeming to be out of control. So let's look at this, okay? Control. Control is everywhere. It's one of the most pervasive aspects of fear. And what is fear doing? What is this control doing? How is it affecting you? How are you coping with it? Because you see, control is there to protect you from, well, from everything. You name it. It's there to protect you from everything. But now, if you pay attention and you let yourself just take a deep breath and exhale, and then look at control. If you're anywhere near the capacity of recognition, you're going to begin to see that fear is the unconscious response to provide safety against any and all threats. Is it really capable of doing that? No. But that's what it's attempting to do. And control has many different disguises. And I'm bringing this information to you today because you see, this is about you. This is about me. This is about us opening up and looking at ourselves and seeing what is the best thing I can do in this time in which I am living. What can I really bring forth in me that's going to prove to be substantial and not me wasting my energy, amping myself up, depleting my reserves in an attempt to have me come to a place of feeling it's okay. Okay? Who I am, it's okay. Where I am, it's okay. All right? Perhaps I bypassed that, but let me just bring it to your attention again. Control ultimately fails because it is an illusion. All right? But you see, you've got to discover that for yourself. If you're so caught up in an approach to life that said you have to control in order to be safe, then you're living under a lot of self-created stress that isn't necessary and isn't even applicable. Because you see, the nature of life is change. It's constant change. Nothing ever remains the same. Of course, we're not being told that right now. As a matter of fact, the programming that's coming to us right now is working off of what we already have in us that's functioning as a living reality, and that's fear. So our fear is being played upon, and it's being brought to a place to where it's worldwide, it's pervasive, and it is giving you the idea that there is something really legitimately there that you should be afraid of. And that if you're not afraid of it, then you're really missing the mark. Oh my goodness me. Perhaps you didn't hear me say it earlier, and it wasn't a slip of the tongue. This is a planned-demic. It's not a pandemic. All right? This is something that has been created. And its design and intention is to first get everybody to stop what they are doing, stop interrelating as they were, which in some ways you can see, all right, that can be beneficial, but it's also to bring all of our economy to a halt. It's to bring everybody to a place of saying, oh my God, I can't do anything because this is bigger than am I. Therefore, I need to have somebody come in and do for me what I can't do for myself, which is exactly what those who have planned this are hoping occurs with humanity. Now, when I mentioned fear as being a part of us, look and see, where is this fear registering in us? It's registering first and foremost in our mind. And it's registering in our mind, and you can be sure that ego is going to be there reacting to this fear. It does a lot of work through the mind, and I'm making reference to ego now, and it does it to try to control everything. Tries to control us by the thoughts we think, by the feelings that we feel, by then the choices that we make, by the existing patterns of behavior that we already have established. So look again now. Maybe one more deep breath and a sigh can help you to look again and say, wait a minute. What I'm being told is happening, and what I'm hearing now through today's lecture is not a match. Is there a possibility that what I'm being told really isn't true, and that it's deliberate there to keep me from discovering what is true? And one of the first truths that I want to point you to is you. You. I want you to see how valuable and precious you are to you, and how powerful you are. But this, again, is something that you need to discover, and only you can discover. But if you look at this and see, whoa, all of this energy of control that is being put into effect is designed to control me and keep me locked into certain patterns of receptivity instead of opening myself up and moving beyond those patterns and begin to realize I'm more than fear. I'm much more than a susceptibility to it. Okay. You notice what I'm doing, and that's pausing. And that's because I'm, by this expression, encouraging you also to pause instead of being swept away by these deliberate waves of fear that are being brought to our attention. In essence, I'm saying you can let go of trying to control and manipulate your life out of fear. It doesn't mean that in so doing you're out of control. It doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that you can, instead of staying locked down in fear and trying to control your life, move into a place where you become more conscious and deliberate in your choice making, instead of constantly trying to create certain outcomes or conditions. Think about it now, how it affects you in your life with regard to your relationships to life and to others. Isn't it a lot easier? Don't you feel a lot more at ease if your partner isn't trying to get you to always do something or be something? Or, by the same token, don't you feel a lot easier when you're not always trying to get your partner to do something or be a certain way? Okay, I know. I just stepped into your life and started stomping around. But this is to bring it to your attention that often this is what we do unconsciously. When we're feeling out of control in ourselves, we attempt to then reach out into our life around us and control it to get a sense of, okay, I've got something in control now. Even though I'm feeling out of control, I've got somebody else in control. Okay, so look at this and see. Okay, I'm not talking about being a victim here. As a matter of fact, I'm encouraging you to start paying attention. Just start noticing where you in yourself are putting forth effort to try to control things in your life. Maybe you want to write it down. Maybe you want to really get into this and pay attention and look to see the reasons why you want and what you're trying to make happen. Okay. More than likely, what you're going to find is that underneath all of this control is fear. You're letting fear come into you and take you over. Now, let's talk about fear for a moment. See, I am of the discovered awareness that when I experience fear, my first unconscious tendency is to believe it originates in me, when in reality, it is coming to me and it is not of me, but it often tends to stir me to believe it is me, that I am the fear I'm experiencing. This is a wake-up call. Wake up and see. You're not any density, you're not any darkness. It may have stimulated you in your belief self to where you've developed patterns of behavior that seem to resonate with it quite well. But you see, I'm going beyond your belief self. I'm going to a place of encouraging you to look and see who you truly are, so that you can recognize and have a connection with your true nature so that you can then look with a vision of paying attention. Look with a vision of someone who is observing and observe this that is going on instead of going immediately unconscious and believing it is your true nature. Okay. Take a chance on yourself. You're worth the chance. Let go of the illusion of control. And what I would suggest is instead of moving to a polarity, look to see that consciousness, being conscious, is an excellent place for you to then build in yourself a sense of well-being that is established in a reality that is awaiting your discovery. Now, through all of this, it may have sounded like I have not included a realization of a higher power. Well, let me get to that right now, because this is part of being conscious, you see. Being conscious allows you to recognize, whereas before you were feeling alone and alienated, that there is an existing presence called God, called Source, called Infinite Intelligence, whatever name that you wish to give it. It's there, and it's there in you as well as all about you. I assure you that those who are attempting to orchestrate this program of shutdown of humanity does not want you to realize the presence of a supreme being, because that recognition right there begins to poke holes and dismantle what they are trying to create to control and manipulate us. So perhaps up to now, in your attempts at control, you've shut yourself down in a fear way that you have been emotionally resisting acknowledging a higher power in you, because if you did, then that would lead you to the place of saying, my God, there's a power that's greater than me. What am I going to do with this? Where does that leave me? Already I'm feeling insecure. Well, perhaps if you'll take it to a place of realizing that power isn't just outside of you, like most of your programming has been designed to cause you to believe, but that power resides in you, and it is you, and it is there awaiting your recognition, but it's going to require of you to go to a deeper conscious level than fear-based control. Again, take that breath. Let yourself sigh. Let yourself begin to sense, feel, and discern that there is a presence within you that is you, and there is a presence about you that also is your connection to everything that is awaiting your recognition in this great time of humanity's awakening. Because you see, this is what this is leading us to. We go through all of this density and this distortion. We come to recognize what isn't that is being promoted as is. We let go of many of the things that we believe to be true that we're recognizing are not true, that then open us up to where we can embrace our true nature and begin to operate from that premise of conscious awareness. So look at this and see. This is humanity. This is you. This is me. This is all of us who are choosing to wake up, to move from control to consciousness. So the encouragement is be present with what is. Instead of being afraid of it, instead of letting yourself get caught up in those mind loops that are repeating scenarios over and over and over again, you choose to become aware and be here now. All of the spaces will fill in, and all of that need to know will be addressed, but it will be addressed without anxiety being the motivation. It will be addressed when you're able to be present with what is and know. And here's, I know, here's the big one, but it's the truth. All is well. And it is all working together for good. Our limited perceptions are so short in being able to grasp that until we're able to see it's our limited perceptions that are preventing us from realizing all is well and it is working together for good. One of the things that I now will share with you that has helped me in my times of feeling lost and then coming to a place of, okay, it is okay, and all is well, is the realization that the design of this earth life includes unseen help and guidance. To many, they are recognized as angels. To others, they're known as guides. Some as an unseen host of angelic beings, teachers, and that you can call upon them. And if you choose to call upon them, they will respond to help you, to help me, conditionally, to help us help ourselves. You see, that's why we're here. We're here to learn and to grow through all of this. We're here to be the servants of God that we are and help each other. And in this, grow together in a clearer conscious awareness of who we are as one. So, I know, a lot of information, but not too much information. As a matter of fact, take it as you are receptive to it. Open up to it and allow it to work with you as you work with yourself in realizing control, it's an illusion. Let it go. Bring yourself to choosing to be more conscious, and in being conscious, to discover what is there awaiting your recognition. Thank you so very much for this opportunity to be with you, to share with you, to feel your presence, to know, and to help you to